Hello, and welcome to what is perhaps the end, certainly, of the major head races, the Vesta International Masters Head of the River race. So we are bringing you our sort of official, unofficial live stream. The organisers have sort of given their blessing, but a little bit of a smaller operation today. So we have myself, Wilf, and I am joined by our very own Callum. Who is one of our star photographers. I'm sure you will have seen him on a riverbank taking pictures somewhere because he is out there every weekend with the big lens. But today he's decided to come up here and join us on the terrace to see all of the action and bring you his thoughts on the racing. So, I mean, over to you, Callum. What are you looking forward to most today?
Well, I'm looking forward to saying that we are off. I think Thames band number 1 in the A age range, which is 27 upwards, is off. They started at 2:25.
2:02 and 25 seconds.
2:02,
yes.
25.
Yeah.
So we'll keep these numbers going. We have London, Vesta, St Andrew are also off. Apparently the Molesey bound number 5 is not off. So all these results can be found at rowresults.co.uk if you want to see the live.
I mean, thank you very much to the volunteers out there today bringing you those live times. So they should be with us in about 10 minutes. We're here again on the roof of British Rowing's HQ up in Hammersmith. So we're about 60% of the way through the course. Great view out over the river. We'll be able to bring you every crew as they pass us. With the first ones probably passing us in less than 10 minutes now.
So, Will, in terms of the course, we're looking out next to Hammersmith Bridge. What are the crews dealing with today? What are the conditions like? What is it going to be like being a Masters rower coming down today?
It's a little bit blustery up here on the rooftop, but it's not looking too bad out there on the water at all. It's quite overcast, not too warm, which actually I think is quite good for an endurance event like this.
Yes.
18, 19, 20 minutes of rowing. You don't want it to be too warm. You want to kind of be able to regulate your body temperature by having a slightly cooler environment. So it's good conditions in that respect. And yeah, I think it's kind of wind with stream as we've seen for most of the Tideway head races this year. So if anything, nice quick times. There's not too much chop on the water at all. So I think it's actually really nice racing conditions out there for the crews. So yeah, I suppose it's just the usual things that you have to negotiate here on this Tideway course. 6.8k of tidal water and some big bends, but I'm sure we'll have some very experienced coxes out there on the water.
You would hope so. What kind of times are we expecting on a day like this? With the conditions that look, I mean, the stream looks like it's moving very nicely. The wind is definitely, you know what actually is on the water itself? The wind is not too bad. I think up here on the roof of British Rowing it's a bit breezier. But conditions actually on the water do look, well, apart from the fact that when you go around the Hammersmith Bridge, I can see a lot of wind on the water just there, but we're at a very nice calm point coming up to Hammersmith. So what kind of times are we expecting?
I think in terms of the Masters A crews, we're probably going to see a lot of rowers that were racing in some of the kind of senior top club boats at the head of the river yesterday. So I think probably Masters A club rowers sort of age 27 and up, you're probably thinking about 17 and a half minutes for a quick crew. Anything quicker than that would be a really, really solid number. So of course the record for the head of the river race set by the Leander boat a couple of years ago is about 16 and a half minutes. So anything within a minute of that is really, really strong, I think, for a Masters A crew.
Especially when you're up against some youthful and professional athletes, essentially.
Yes, although of course, the Masters rowing starts from age 27, so we will see a lot of athletes who are kind of in their athletic prime, as you can be at that age. If you get your training rights, and like I say, I think there will be quite a few crews of rowers who have raced yesterday and then formed crews by age category. They might have had the night out last night after the head of the river, but we'll be jumping in and racing today. And then we also go all the way up to the age categories into people in their 80s who are still
what is the oldest
sport.
Age category today? What letter are we going up to?
You tell me, Callum.
Well,
what do we go up to?
Are we going to H? I think is the M. I think technically, so M is 89 years old. I don't recall seeing any M's on the draw, but maybe there are some M's. Down below that we have L, which is 86. So the categories do get a bit smaller. They generally start at the 9-year gaps and then they shrink down a little bit. We have some, J, which is 80 years old plus. I, which is 75. Some of the ages at which people are going down these courses is incredible. I was ahead of the Charles last year, and we had a chap in his kind of pushing late 90s going down in a single scull, and the fact that he completed the course is unbelievable. The athleticism that has somehow stuck around.
Yeah, absolutely, and it shows that rowing is really a sport where you catch the bug, and you catch that bug for life. And there will be people who have rowed for 4, 5, maybe even 6 decades on the course today, which we will see. And it just shows the joy of being in the boat on the water, but also the joy of training, pushing yourself, racing, trying to achieve your potential as well. And it's a fantastic sport for everyone from age 12 or 13 for as long as they want to do it.
Yes. And we'd like to say a big welcome to all the international viewers. A lot of international crews I know out in the water today. I think there's a good contingent from Ireland. I saw Cork and Commercial both out there. I think we have representation from Spain, Australia. I think there's some French crews, some Dutch crews. I think there's a good... I think changing the name from Masters Head to the Vesta Internationals Head, I think definitely is an apt.
I think it does reflect, the international entry you get for this race. I suspect it's probably the biggest Masters head race in the world. Maybe the World Masters Championships might attract a few more crews in total. But in terms of a long distance sort of winter, if we can say winter with it now being British summertime event, it will be the biggest, and it's no surprise that crews come from across Europe to take on the championship course down below us here.
So we're keeping an eye out. So just to our left, to your right, we have the upstream of the course, and I think within the next couple of minutes we'll have our first crews coming around, which will hopefully be Thames,
unless they've been overtaken. So
we'll see.
They'll be about 7 minutes into the race now, which means they will probably just be coming past Chiswick Pier, where our very own Rory is out there today with the big lens, taking some absolutely fantastic photographs. And just behind us on Hammersmith Bridge, we have our very own Rich. So Rory and Rich are actually our two co-founders who are still active in the business.
Kicking it.
And they are shooting some fantastic photos from both angles, all of which will be available uploading live to www.allmark.one. We also offer our packages where you get all of the photos from the bridge and the bank for one fixed price, which works out very well if you share that between your crewmates. So do go and check those photos out as soon as you finish your race. Or
We'd
if you're
appreciate
supporting,
that.
once your crew's gone past and finished the race. Your support with those photos is what enables us to bring you this live coverage and hopefully enable you from all around the world to watch and support your crews today.
Right, so we have probably 2, maybe 3 minutes. What are we thinking in terms of winners out of these top A boats? So this is the 27 to... 36 category. I know that yesterday I think London had great success, Head the River, in quite a few of the different age categories. So yesterday at Head the River we also had Masters B, C and D. And I know London had great success there, but what are we thinking today?
Yeah, so I think if we're looking at those Masters A categories that might also take the sort of overall win, in inverted commas, although of course it being Masters, it is sort of you win by category. I'm going to say, I don't know who's in the boats, but I'm going to say London Rowing Club looks to have a really strong squad, as do Thames. London maybe...
Well, I'm going to stop you right there, because I'm going to say there are boats coming, and I'd say so Thames and London, they are very close. So I'm going to transition over to the camera now. I'm going to...
we're going to bring you that race in action. So as I was saying, it looks like London might have closed up to Thames a little bit there, and I suspect these Masters A crews, we will have athletes who raced yesterday in the senior boats for their clubs, and those of them who are over 27 will have got in a boat today to do another race. And with London having had such strong performances yesterday, I suspect we might see the same today. So we're just going to flip over to our eyes on the river now, and you can see that Thames boat coming towards us now. Really tidy blade work, number 1 on the bowman's back, leading off this race, but their London local rivals are really chasing them down. I suspect they will have started with a nice small gap to try and pile on that pressure, and will have looked to move through that gap as they move through the race. It's like a really nice long rhythm in that London boat. And in this Thames crew as well, really nice, tidy rowing. It's a really strong rhythm, you know, it's a long race. It's easy to think when you get to Hammersmith that you're almost there, but you've got 40% of the race left, so you know, you really want to just sit in that consistent rhythm, do the same thing every stroke, but it's also so imperative to make every single stroke count. And now we see London Rowing Club, perhaps they've closed that gap up, looking at the gaps out there on the water. Just coming under Hammersmith there. Again, really long strokes and a really consistent, solid rhythm from that London Rowing Club crew. There are the supporters on Hammersmith Bridge, all turning out on this Sunday morning to see the cruise race. We have a little bit of side-by-side action here. It looks like number 4, St Andrew Boat Club, are overtaking Vesta Rowing Club there. Again, really nice rhythms in these crews. It looks like they're just staying in their own boats here during this overtake. They're not getting sucked into what the other crew is doing. They're just staying in their own boat, staying consistent. Cox is doing a great job to keep space between them, but keep both crews, you know, in the racing line, in the nice fast water. Yeah, that St Andrew boat, I've got to say, looking really sharp on the pickup there. Just, you know, the Scottish flag on the blades, or inverted colours, but the Scottish cross on the blades just popping in. And Vesta looking really long as well. So this is crew number 7 here. I think they might be from Crabtree Boat Club, which are sort of the Cambridge old boys. They are indeed. So there's some real big names in that crew, as we always see from Crabtree. It looks like they've made up a few overtakes. We haven't seen crew 5 or 6 yet, so this Crabtree crew is certainly shifting as well. Looks like they've acquired some blades from Princeton University there. And again, looking really, really sharp. I've got to say, you can tell the experience of these Masters A rowers from the way they're rowing and they're racing. There might not be sort of quite as much power behind the blades as we saw from some of the crews yesterday at the Eights Head, but the sort of length and consistency of the rhythm and the maturity of the racing is absolutely fantastic, as of course you would expect from these Masters. Really classy crews, and some, you know, there's going to be some incredible athletes who have raced internationally and won all sorts of medals at senior level over the years out there on the water today. This looks like crew number 9 here from Cork Boat Club in Ireland. So I think that's our first international crew of the day. This, of course, being the Vesta International Masters Head. Very distinctive stripy kit. And again, really nice rhythm in that crew. Yeah, all 8 just on it together, on that swing together, accelerating those strokes. Really nice rowing. And we have crew number 8 from London Rowing Club. Another crew from Vesta. Vesta, of course, being the organisers of this race. So we're into the Masters B8s, which is 36 and up. We've got a German composite here. Not going to try and pronounce, well, no, I will. We've got Eschwege and Mainzer Ruder clubs from Germany there. Now this is a Masters Sea boat from London Rowing Club. So this will be age 45 and up. But again, fantastic length, fantastic rhythm in that crew. Just a real maturity to the way these crews are racing. You know, they will have been over this course, I'm sure, many, many times through their rowing careers and learned how to pace this race. And look at that, just after them, the Orange of Lee Rowing Club. So they must have started in front of this London crew and been overtaken. So for that London crew, that's going to feel so, so good as you come under Hammersmith. You know, you've overtaken that Lee boat. You've now got them right in your sights to push off for the remaining 40% of the race. And now we have RV de Lac. I think these are from the Netherlands. It's very distinctive green, yellow and black stripes there. Again, a very tidy crew. have a crew from Cambridge, composites of 1st and 3rd Trinity Boat Club, so from Trinity College, and Rob Roy Boat Club. Now, on their home water is Tideway Scullers School, the Open C8, so 45 and up in these crews. Now we have a crew from Fulham Reach, based just along the Tideway from our position here. So a club that's only existed for 10 years, but has done fantastic things in its community and bringing more people into rowing. Looks like, judging by the hair, we might have a mixed crew here. Of course, these categories being the open categories rather than restricted to men, we see some mixed crews, both men and women, racing in the open category. This looks like another boat from Crabtree Boat Club. This is the Open D Masters 8s now. So I think that would be age 54 and up. But again, you know, Crabtree, Cambridge alumni, and I think a lot of friends of Cambridge alumni joined that club as well, and they put out some really, really classy Masters boats. You know, plenty of oarsmen who have raced internationally for Great Britain and other countries as well, and who have, of course, competed in boat races past, but still have that class, closely followed by Upper Thames there. So it looks like Crabtree set off second in that Open D category and overtook Upper Thames, who were just behind them. I think we now have crew number 19 from Penguin and crew 20 from Putney Town Rowing Club on their home water. So that Crabtree Masters D boat has made up a few overtakes on the field of these C boats. So I think they're probably a shoe-in for the Masters D win from what we can see. That is crew 25 on your screen now from Bradford on Avon. And 26 from Agecroft. Really strong club based in Salford, so Manchester. Lee Rowing Club, distinctive orange. This is their Masters C boat. This looks like a crew from Buell Bridge. This looks like a little bit of a composite here. No, it's a London Rowing Club crew, but rowing with St Paul's blades, closely followed by a crew from Wallingford. So this Open D category attracting a lot more entries than the slightly younger age groups, because of course, particularly the Masters A rowers, a lot of rowers that age are still sort of rowing in the senior boats and competing in the head of the river, and not all of them will decide to do this race as well. 31 overtaking 30 there. That's a Queen's Tower and St Paul's School composite overtaking Minerva Bath. So Queen's Tower, of course, the alumni boat club of Imperial College, which was relaunched recently. Queen's Tower, of course, going back 25 years, hosted a lot of Olympians from the Sydney cycle, with the GB8 that won the gold medal in 2000 sort of training out of the Imperial College Boathouse as Queen's Tower. It's the distinctive candy cane stripes of Kingston Rowing Club now, their Masters D crew, and a really tidy looking crew. And another interesting composite here, rowing with Imperial blades, but these guys are from Ireland, it looks like. We've got Fermoy Rowing Club, Limerick University, Castle Connell and Muckross. Very tidy looking composite there in the Open Masters D8s. Doing okay? Now we have crew from Curlew, so based over in East London. They row on the docks over that side of town. Distinctive light blue kit. Now this crew from St Andrew Boat Club. So it looks like a big entry from St Andrew, or certainly we've seen 2 crews so far. Very distinctively Scottish kit. The cross on the blades. Cantabrigian from up in Cambridge. This looks like Medway Towns Rowing Club, crew number 39 in the Open Masters D8s. Looks like Molesey's 8 in the Open E8s are overtaking Quintin Boat Club's Open D8 here, so a really strong Masters E8 from Molesey. I do apologise, I have messed up my numbers on the age category slightly, so Masters E is 15 up, Masters E is 55 and up. And that was a very strong looking Molesey boat in that category. I think the leg ends, as they are known. Lots of former Olympians who row in that group come and do these head races. We have Royal Air Force there. I'm sure they would be getting a big cheer from the bank. And now Upper Thames, their Open E8, chasing down the Molesey Open E8 that we've seen, of course. This looks like an Open E8 from Marlow Rowing Club, overtaking the D8 from RVP Saphonia, Germany. Marlow, of course, fantastic club. It's really grown in terms of its performances in the last few years at junior, senior and masters levels, catering to all age levels, from their lovely boathouse by Marlow Bridge, very picturesque stretch of the river, and this Open D8 from Dart Totnes. This looks like an Open E8. Looks like Kingston Rowing Club. You can see some different kits in there. I don't know if that's a composite or just different lycras they're wearing. A nice, smooth, consistent rhythm in that boat. Maturity in the racing, as we would expect at this level. Like a crew from Wallingford Rowing Club. Again in the E category, age 55 and up. I wouldn't say they look a day over 21 though. And that's Staines Rowing Club. Looks like we've got a French composite overtaking them from Chesterton Rowing Club, Toulousain and Avignon Bayonnais, France. It's a very strong composite here. I think that's a mixed nationality composite, French and British. So now another crew from Marlow Rowing Club in the Open E category. So big entry from Marlow with 2 boats in the Masters E category. That looks like Reading Rowing Club. Again, lots of boats in this Masters E category, fighting for that pennant. There is Penguin Boat Club. They row on the River Severn in Shrewsbury. Kind of very picturesque stretch of the river. This is RG Benrath from Germany. So we have some times from the first few crews here, I think. So it looks like London Rowing Club's Masters A have won, as we perhaps predicted, in a time of 17:47. So not to blow one's trumpet, but I think my prediction of 17.5 minutes being a good time was not too far out. Thames following them in the Open Masters A, and then that very strong looking boat from St Andrew Boat Club. Winners in the Masters B provisionally, Crabtree Boat Club. No surprise there from what we saw from their rowing. And Crabtree also winning the Masters D category provisionally, beating the time of the winners of the Masters C category, which was RV de Lac, Netherlands. So yeah, not surprised by those performances from, I suspect, London's senior squad and Crabtree's very strong group with incredible pedigree racing out there today. Back to the action now. That's Kingston Rowing Club. Open E boat, their second boat in that category. Tideway Scullers here, missing a bow number, but we can see the number on the back. 58, the Open E8s. Another boat from Tideway Scullers. That is the first boat of the Open F8s from Tideway Scullers there. So age 60 and up in that crew, but you wouldn't know it from that rowing. That looks very tidy and very powerful. And there is Peterborough City Rowing Club. Peterborough City and overtaking them on the inside there. It looks like crew 59 from Basler Ruder Club. So a Swiss boat, I think, there. War check, CHE. I think that's Swiss. Basler. A crew from Durham Amateur Rowing Club, another fantastic club based on the River Wear, of course, up in Durham. A lovely stretch, plays host to Durham Regatta, which I think we'll be attending later this year. And that was the UL Old Boys, I think, overtaking them under Hammersmith. UL Tyrian in the Open F8. Another crew from Marlow Rowing Club, so a big contingent from Marlow here today. This is Marlow Rowing Club's third boat in the Open E category, so a really big Masters squad, a really big Masters E squad at Marlow, out in force today. The Open F8 from Upper Thames. Very nice and long, very tidy, very sharp there. And another boat from the mighty Crabtree, that's their Open F8. We've got Rums Boat Club and Centro Sportivo Rai on the far side there, so an Anglo-Italian composite. Monmouth Rowing Club going under Hammersmith just there. 4-club composite here, City of Bristol, Bidford Amateur Rowing Club, Greenbank Falmouth and London Rowing Club, so mainly from the southwest, but London Rowing Club in there also. And this is the Open F8 from York City. I think I might be able to see the mighty Philip Press in the 2-seat there. Absolute legend, Phil Press. Does all sorts for York City Rowing Club, and rowing runs in the family. His wife and 2 sons are all very good rowers as well. I hope I've identified him correctly there. See the supporters on Hammersmith Bridge there, just a slight gap in the crews. Potentially it's the gap in the marshalling divisions. Let's see what pictures Callum is bringing us. Here we go. This looks like an 8 from London Rowing Club and Molesey Boat Club in the Open F8s. Again, really long strokes here. You're not trying to rate too high and overdo it on this long course, which I think is really good to see, but the blades just slotting in together in that London Molesey composite. Cruise 69 from Hollingworth Lake here, up in the northwest of England. So you can maybe hear the breeze coming in up on the rooftop here. It is a little bit blustery, but it does still look good out of the water. Not too much chop, kind of tailwind, I think. Tailwind or cross, so the crews have got to be sharp today, get the blades in, pick it up in the tailwind to keep the boat moving along. And this Tyne crew, Crew 71, Tynes Masters F8, is doing very well at that, being sharp, being crisp around the front turn, just locking those blades in. Looks like Crew 74 from Cornelis Tromp, the Netherlands, and Neusser RV, Germany. So another multiple nationality composite. Again, consistent rhythm, length, nice tidy blades around the front in that crew. Walton Rowing Club's Masters F8 here now. This looks like Northwich Rowing Club blades. This is an Agecroft Northwich and Runcorn composite, so all clubs from the northwest of England. I think you can see Douglas in the stroke seat there, who also does lots of coaching at Northwich Rowing Club, real man of the club. I think he's been in boats again in the last couple of years. I think he might have had a bit of a break, but looking like he's setting a fantastic rhythm in the stroke seat there. I'm sure he will be enjoying a real ale later after the race. That was Bedford Rowing Club and Star, the first boat of the Masters G category we just saw pass us there. And now we have Crew 77, Maidstone Invictus Masters G8. So the Masters G category, age 65 and up. So pretty much state pensioners at this age, but looking fantastic out on the water, these crews. They've got length, they've got precise blade work, and they've got rhythm in these Masters G8s. That was Mortlake, Anglian and Alpha, by Upper Thames Rowing Club. I think that might be Clive Cooper in the bow seat, if I am not mistaken. Another absolute legend of the sport. You see him up and down the Henley towpath coaching crews. Again, I hope I've identified him correctly there. Crew AC1 on your screen now. Another composite, 4 clubs represented: Bidford, Dart Totnes, Greenbank Falmouth and Penguin. And this looks like the distinctive colours of Quintin Boat Club into the Masters H crews now, which is age 70 and up. And that there, the Open G8 from Weybridge Rowing Club. Oriel Kensington blades, but this is a composite from Marlow Rowing Club and Club Torino, San Geromeo, Spain. Crew 84 now. I can see the distinctive kit of Grosvenor Rowing Club. This is a Grosvenor Rowing Club, Royal Chester and Windermere Rowing Club composite, so from the northwest of England. 2 of those clubs based in Chester. And another composite, Latimer, Berliner, Erschweger and Vikinger Berlin. So we're seeing a lot of multiple country composites together. I wonder how much time they've spent in the crew, whether it's expats rowing for their home clubs. It's Tideway Scullers' Open Masters H boat we just saw there. A little bit of a gap here, but we've got the next crew approaching. That is Crew 86. Putney Town Rowing Club on their home water. Masters G boat, so age 65 and up. And this is the Masters H boat from Marlow Rowing Club. So again, a big contingent from that club racing out here today. These guys average age 70 or over. Looking strong. I think we're now into the Novice Masters 8s. It's crew 89 from Avon County Rowing Club. That looks like the colours of Twickenham Rowing Club, crew 87 in the Masters H8s. I've got crew 91 on your screen from Quintin Boat Club, again in the novice category. So fantastic to see these people who I'm assuming have taken up rowing at a slightly later age, but clearly picking it up really well, looking very tidy. And it's great to see that you can come to this sport at any age and sort of catch the bug, find joy in both being on the water in the boat, outside in nature, but also in training, racing, pushing yourself, and coming out here to compete on this hallowed championship course. This is Evesham Rowing Club Novice Masters 8 on your screen now. This looks like a crew from Maidenhead Rowing Club. This is their Novice Masters 8. This is like Thames Tradesman Rowing Club. Distinctive stripes. Lee Rowing Club. You can see a mixed crew here. It's crew 94, so this is their Novice Masters 8. Big powerful athlete in the 5-seat there. This is Stourport Boat Club, who train on the River Severn. Another crew from Quintin on their home water, having I think just opened their fantastic new clubhouse. It's actually a composite between Quintin Boat Club and Old Bears Rowing Club USA. This is BTC Southampton in the Open Masters Novice 8s. Very nice, long, smooth rowing in that boat there. Followed by Reading Rowing Club. And diagonal stripes on the kit. And that is Eton Excelsior. Furnival. Looks like St Neots Rowing Club are chasing them down there on the inside. It's a very bright kit in this crew here. That is Champion of the Thames from Cambridge and University College Oxford in a composite, apparently. Just a slight gap here. Bottom of your screen. We have 2 photographers out there on the course today, based on the bank and on Hammersmith Bridge, taking some fantastic photographs, which we will be uploading as the racing is going on. So do go and check those out over on www.allmark.one. We also offer packages where you can get all the photos from the bridge and the bank for one fixed price, which is a fantastic deal if you're rowing in an 8 and you all chip in. So do check that out. Your support with those photos enables us to bring you this coverage of the racing live from wherever you are in the world. Back to the water, that is crew 103 on your screen. Open Novice Masters 8 from Burton Leander and Newark Rowing Club. Again, we do see some slight gaps in the racing, just with the marshalling divisions, and sometimes allow a couple of minutes to just allow space for returning crews to cross over and to give the marshals time to make sure everything's running smoothly. We can just see some crews in the distance approaching. So I'll just remind you again that we have been covering all of the major head races this March: the Schools Head, Women's Head, Junior Sculling Head, 8's Head yesterday, and Vets Head today. Sorry, Masters Head today. Photographed every single one of them. All those photos are available over at www.allmark.one. Do go and check those out. That enables us to bring you this live coverage of all of these races. This looks like the first women's boat. This is the Women's Masters A/B category. This is a crew from Thames Rowing Club. I imagine we will have some of their senior squads who are of the right age in this crew. Perhaps even some rowers from the Thames women's boat that raced at the 8's Head yesterday. Certainly, I'm sure some rowers that raced at the Women's Head a few weeks ago. And just really nice rowing in this crew. Slightly higher rate than we've seen from some of the other crews from these slightly more youthful athletes. Nice and sharp, nice and long, just smooth flow in that crew. Really nice rhythm. That looks like Nottingham Rowing Club. It's actually a composite between Nottingham and Esportiu Olímpic Barcelona from Spain. Again, really tidy rowing, slightly higher rating from these slightly younger athletes. Chasing Thames down on this course. That's Mortlake Anglian and Alpha now on your screen. Another really strong crew in this Women's Masters AB category. On their home water, based up at the near the start of the course, so they will have a long row home after this race, but I'm sure they will be delighted because the wonderful organisers at Vesta are providing fantastic live timing, so I'm sure their cocks will be able to get on their phone as soon as they start the long row back to up the course and look for the results. Looks like crew 107 from Furnival, based just a few hundred yards from where we are now. Again, some nice tidy rowing. Blades moving in unison. Nice long strokes. Cox wraps up in, I'm going to guess, her flotation suit there to keep nice and warm. A little bit of a chilly day, slightly less warm than the weather we've had in the last couple of weeks. But of course, it's the first day of British summertime today. So the crews from further afield will be able to drive home in the light, hopefully, today. Though we have, of course, lost an hour of sleep overnight. And I'm sure the crews would have gone to bed early to be rested and fresh for the race today. We have a crew from London Rowing Club here, crew 112, women's AB Masters 8s. That is crew 108 from Fulham Reach. That looks like an Irish composite we just saw going to Hammersmith. So they're looking to have fun and row fast today on our commentary form. Now we have Worcester Rowing Club. And this is Sons of the Thames. So now into the Women's Masters C category, the last few boats we've seen. So this being age 43 and up, although of course it is rude to ask. Looks like Barnes Bridge Ladies Rowing Club. Distinctive blue kit. It's a Masters Sea boat. We have a composite. Lots of clubs represented in this crew. Exeter Rowing Club, Gloucester Rowing Club, Llandaff, Peterborough City, Star, Vesta and Walton. So clubs from all over the country in that crew. But looking to be rowing together as one as they come past us. Much simpler setup here. They're all from Tyne Rowing Club. This looks like Shannon Rowing Club, Ireland. Really strong looking boat in this Women's Masters C category. Very powerful rhythm in that crew. And that, trying to read the number, a Star Club boat. See a few different kits. That maybe looks like Upper Thames in there. (125). That is Bedford Rowing Club, Black Sheep, Strathclyde Park, and Upper Thames in the Women's Masters D category. So it looks like they've overtaken crew 120 from Quintin Boat Club in the Women's Masters C category. So storming row so far from that composite in the Women's Masters D category. This chasing them down though, we have the crew from Marlow Rowing Club, Women's Masters D. It's a really big, strong master squad on both sides at Marlow's Rowing Club, both men's and women's. It's Oxford Amateur Rowing Club. Closely followed by Sons of the Thames. city of Cambridge. Looks like they are overtaking the Guildford Rowing Club and Walton Rowing Club composite around the outside. These two boats, I think the last boats set off in the Women's Masters C category. And another overtake, which is overtaking that overtake, if that makes sense. We have Walton Rowing Club overtaking Barnesbridge Ladies in the Open Masters C category. So that's 4 boats abreast under Hammersmith Bridge. I don't know if we will be able to bring you some more pictures of that 4 abreast. Just showing you this crew from Lee Rowing Club there, crew 122, Lee Rowing Club's Masters C8, and that is crew 129 from Putney Town Rowing Club. So really exciting for those crews to be racing 4 abreast under Hammersmith, and I've got to say, the Coxes doing a fantastic job to keep the crews from clashing. There's still 4 abreast there. Wow, such scenes out here on the Tideway. Look at that, another crew chasing them down. What fun that will be for those athletes and Coxes. All just staying in their rhythm, staying focused. Great maturity to manage the situation like that. Hopefully we'll take the bend together. Back to the action in front of us. I can see candy cane stripes of Kingston Rowing Club. Looks like they are chasing down crew 130 from Cork Boat Club. Kingston being crew 132 in this Women's Masters D category. And this is crew 133, Twickenham Rowing Club. Their distinctive pink stripes. It's from a little bit further up on the Thames. And Walton Rowing Club. Marlow Rowing Club there, Women's Masters D8. So they keep saying a big contingent from Marlow. We've seen big contingents from them at every race we've been to this sort of March head season. Schools Head, Sculling Head, Women's Head, Eights Head, and today at the Masters Head. So, and this is Lee Rowing Club. Crew 135 in the Women's Masters D8. I can see the bow of 137 Bewdley Rowing Club. It looks like Bewdley might be overtaking Lee on the outside there. Very long, very consistent control rhythm in that Bewdley boat. This looks like Thames Tradesman. Again in this Women's Masters D category. Wind picking up there. Water not looking too bad, but it will be, tricky. Sort of tailwind / cross tailwind conditions today. So for the crews that are sharp, it's nice quick racing conditions. Just got to make sure you're picking it up in these conditions. And I think this boat from Warwick Rowing Club are doing a great job of just that. This is crew 138 from Stratford upon Avon Boat Club. Don't have a bow number on this crew. Maybe we can see one on the Cox. No, we can't. This crew is numberless. They might struggle to get a time unless there is one on the back of the bow person. I think the timing team might struggle to time this crew. Oh, 4 abreast again. I can see York City on the near side. Crew 140, their Women's Masters D8. That is crew 144 surging through from Broxbourne. Got 142 from Shannon Rowing Club Ireland and 143 from Lee Rowing Club, Cork Island. Lee spelt L-E-E in this case. So that is a storming row from Broxbourne, crew 144, to overtake 3 crews at once there. We have another boat from York City chasing that bunch down. So 2 York City boats. That was the Masters E boat. We're now into the Masters E category. So Broxbourne with those overtakes, the first crew down from this Women's Masters E category. Now we can see 146 from Monmouth Rowing Club chasing down those other boats in the Women's Masters E category. These athletes aged 55 and up average. A slight gap here. I think all those crews bunched up with those overtakes. So the fastest Women's Masters E8s were getting mixed up with the Masters D boats there, chasing them down. But Cox's, as always, doing a great job today to manage those overtakes, keep the crews apart, avoid any clashing, and to keep their crews in the stream. And we can see the next bunch of crews approaching us now. Look like a Peterborough crew. We will bring you some close-up images of them. That looks like Peterborough City Rowing Club in the Women's Masters E8, the distinctive yellow and blue diagonal stripes, followed by RG Benrath and Kettweiger Ruder Gesellschaft Germany in the Women's Masters E8s. So the German composite overtaking Peterborough there. Peterborough maybe getting a little tight on the corner, so the German boat can sort of sit in the stream. Just really nice controlled rowing here. You're not rating too high and trying to go too mad, but just consistent length, rhythm and blade work here, which is what you need over a 6.8k course as they are racing today. It's crew 150 in the Women's Masters 8 from Canterbridge and Express Boat Club. Looks like they are chasing down the Peterborough and German composite crews nicely. And blades entering the water as one, looking very tidy. This crew from Staines Boat Club. Nice smooth flow in that crew, just looking nice and loose. You know, you're 4.1k into the race as you go into Hammersmith, but you wouldn't know it from the way this Staines crew is rowing, just looking loose up in the shoulders and long. Here we have crew 154 from Tribesman Rowing Club Ireland. So lots of international clubs racing today, as we would expect at this Vesta International Masters Head of the River race. This is a very strong looking crew from Tribesman Rowing Club. Stealthy in their dark kit. That is Warrington Rowing Club's Masters E8, and I think overtaking them on the outside we have the first crew seen from the Women's Masters F and G8 category. That is a composite from Aberdeen, Newark, St Andrew, Strathclyde Park, Upper Thames, Wallingford, Wycliffe College and Express Boat Club. So I wonder how they've managed to train together, being from so many different clubs, but they are looking quick out there on the water. Looks like they've overtaken this boat from Wallingford Rowing Club that we can just see now. And 153 on your screen, so back to the Masters E8s, that is Evesham Rowing Club. Now we have, again, the distinctive sort of candy cane, as I say, stripes of Kingston Rowing Club. Just trying to see if this is 159 or 160, as they have 2 crews in succession. This is 160. This is the composite of Kingston Rowing Club and Christiania Row Club from Norway. It looks like they have overtaken their clubmates, who we can see now, the solely Kingston boat in this Women's Masters F and G category. So perhaps they had a bit of a Kingston battle paddle / race through the middle of the course, but that overtake is now completed. 155 from Oriol Kensington and Club de Remo San Jerónimo, Spain, there in the Masters E8s. This is 161 from Milton Keynes Rowing Club and Star Club, who are based in Bedford. Distinctive red star on the blades. This Masters F and G category, you're looking at crews with either an average age of at least 60 or 65. This is Monmouth Rowing Club. I've got to say, from the rowing we are seeing today, you would not know it. It's great to see that people continue with and continue to love, but not only just do, but train and race in this sport at all ages, and take on the championship course, put in some really good rowing, some impressive performances, and some quick times. Really is a sport that everyone can enjoy if they are near a piece of water. So if you haven't tried it, do head down to your local rowing club and give it a go. This is Champion of the Thames Rowing Club from Cambridge, their boat in the Women's Masters F and G category. Nice close-up shot there. Our cameraman Callum delivering the goods as always. Some very nice matching orange visors, perfect for high visibility on a slightly overcast day like today. This is University College London and Tribesman Rowing Club Ireland in a composite. Perhaps mature students or professors. I'm not sure where their university affiliation comes from, perhaps alumni. So lots of very interesting composites we are seeing today of clubs from all over the country and indeed abroad and multiple countries. And that looks like the distinctive colours of Twickenham Rowing Club. This is the first boat of the Women's Novice Masters 8s category, and looking very tidy. That looks like Mortlake Anglian and Alpha again in this Women's Masters Novice category. I think it's just started to rain. Yes, we can see on camera the rain has come here to Hammersmith. Looks like it might be Quintin Boat Club there. 168 First and Third Trinity / Peregrine just there on your screen. I do apologise, I may have to pop off for a second just to make sure everything is secured against rain. Do give me one moment. We will still be bringing you these fantastic pictures. I'm afraid I just may be unable to speak over them for a couple of seconds while I check that we are suitably waterproofed. Oh, cool. Oh, perfect. Maybe leave it on that shot, because I'm going to do the bag on this. So I do apologise for that slight interruption to the commentary there. We've been joined, of course, by some light rain here in Hammersmith. Hopefully nothing that will affect the cruise, but just been making sure all our equipment is secured. It looks like we are up to crew 177. So we're now into the mixed Masters A to C8, and that is the entry from Dover, Deal Warmer and Vesta Rowing Club. See the Vesta athlete, distinctive red kit in the two-seat. Vesta, of course, the organisers of this race. So thank you very much to everyone at Vesta who has put so much hard work and time into organising this International Masters Head of the River race. It's like Ross Rowing Club from the Y. It is indeed. So interesting here in these mixed dates, of course, one of the questions is the order in which you put the generally men and women, and it looks like the women are in bow pair and stern pair of this boat, and the men in the middle four. Seems to be working for them, looking very tidy as they come past us. You can see the next couple of crews approaching now. Just giving the lens a wipe there to bring you the clearest pictures that we can. And that looks like crew 180 from Minerva Bath Rowing Club. Distinctive yellow kit. And we have the first crew of the Mixed Masters D to G category from Ardingly Rowing Club. Looks like they are going for the overtake on Minerva Bath around the outside of the Hammersmith bend here. Looking nice and crisp, blades just slotting in together. Really, really well drilled crew there. And another of these Mixed Masters D to G8 from Molesey Boat Club. I think, judging by the hairstyles, I can spot 5 ladies and 3 gentlemen in that crew. And I've got a composite from Sons of the Thames and Malmö Rod Club from Sweden, and KSRG, I believe that is Sport Ghent, Belgium. So 3-country composite there. 184 now from Buell Bridge Rowing Club. Looks like the rain might be lightening off. It's just very light showers here in London at the moment. Hopefully the rain will make the water flatter for these athletes. Nope, I think it's picking up again. I'll get that. We've now got our first of the quads we will be seeing today. This crew very distinctively from Tideway Scullers School. This is the Open Masters AB quads category. This Tideway Scullers School crew looking very long, very clean, very tidy. Nice crisp loose blade work as they come under Hammersmith. Big gap to the next crew, so they might be shoe-ins for the win. But this is the crew from Cambridge 99 Boat Club and Express Boat Club. See that on the back of the 3-man's top, the spelling X-press. Nice strong row, strong rhythm from this crew.
194 from Molesey Boat Club here. So this is the first quad of the Open Masters C category, so it looks like they have made up a few overtakes. And looking at that rowing, we can see why. Looking very quick, mix of plain white and US blades there. But a Molesey crew, this crew, if we get a bow number, no, they look foreign. Perhaps they might be Canottieri Serea from Italy, I guess. So it's like a composite of Grosvenor Rowing Club and Monmouth Rowing Club in the Open Masters C quads. Now we go back to the Open Masters AB, where we can see this crew from Fulham Reach Boat Club. And now Walton Rowing Club on your screen. Big gust of wind there, but not affecting that crew, just powering through it. Now we have Furnival Rowing Club, again in the Masters AB quads category. In fact, this looks like Sons of the Thames. Distinctive pattern on their blades. That looks like a crew from Walbrook Rowing Club. From the distinctive hat in the bow seat, you can tell it's a London Rowing Club crew. Again, in the Open Masters C quads. Looks like that rain might even be getting heavier, but it's not going to affect these crews. They're going to power through it and push on. Just a slight gap in the racing here. And we are back to the action with crew number 200 from Fulham Reach Boat Club. And crew number 201 from Henley Rowing Club. That's Twickenham Rowing Club. On the near side, I think that might be RV de Lac from the Netherlands, overtaking them on the inside under Hammersmith Bridge. And now we have Marlow Rowing Club, the first crew in the Open Masters E quads category. Just saw that D category go through quite quickly. In fact, this City of Cambridge boat is in that Masters D category. And another boat from Twickenham Rowing Club here. So it looks like they've got two boats in the Open Masters D category. But this looks like a crew from Maidenhead Rowing Club, who are in the Masters E category. So about 90 crews left to come past our position in Hammersmith. And that is crew 210 on your screen now from Avon County Rowing Club. So there's only about 30 crews left to start the race, looking at these live times. And on your screen now, Newark Rowing Club in the Open F quads, so the next age category up is coming past. Let's bring you a few more category winners. Open E8 were won by Molesey Boat Club, the leg ends as they're called. Open F8 by the Irish Composite. Open G8 by Bedford Rowing Club and Star. Open H8 by Quintin. Women's AB8 by that Thames crew, the first one we saw to come down, who looked very strong. Women's C8, London Rowing Club. A few composites winning as well. I think we will read them out a little bit later so that we can tell you the crews that are coming past now. That looks like Sons of the Thames, possibly a composite. Yes, it is, with Broxbourne in the Open Masters F quads. And this is a crew solely from Broxbourne in the Open Masters F quads. This is Kingston Rowing Club in the Open Masters F quads. Distinctive candy cane stripes, as I like to call them. And this looks like Henley Rowing Club going under Hammersmith. Right on their tail we have crew 222, Monmouth Rowing Club. This is the first crew to start in the Open Masters G quads. We now have just about 20 crews left to go through the start. We're of course at Hammersmith, so 4k into the race. So it might be 10 to 15 minutes before we see those last crews. 223 making up a lot of places here. That is Norwich Rowing Club in the Open Masters G quads. They are overtaking the Open Masters E quad from Curragh. Not sure which country they're from, it doesn't list it on the draw. But great to see they have made the trip over here for this race. And that is crew 226 from Tees Rowing Club in the Open Masters G quads. Sons of the Thames there, look like possibly Fulham Reach. Maidenhead Rowing Club, the Ukraine flag on the bow there. Open Masters G quads. And we have 228. This crew composite from Quintin and Upper Thames, and this is the first crew in the Open Masters H and I category. So I think this might be the oldest age category we see today. It is indeed. So H being an average crew age of 70 and over, and I being an average crew age of 75 or over. This is 232 here. Composite of Lee Valley Rowing Club, Athlone Boat Club and Lagan Boat Club, the last two being from Ireland. 229 following them, the Open Masters H and I boat from Tees. So these boats in this category will have an average age of either at least 70 or 75. These crews doing a great job fending off this rain. This crew is apparently from No Club and from CC Torino, Italy. It's like Reading Rowing Club on your screen now. And a Thames and Vesta composite overtaking them as we come under Hammersmith Bridge. And that is Guildford Rowing Club and Southsea Rowing Club. This looks like Mortlake Anglian and Alpha Boat Club. It is indeed the last couple of boats in this Open Masters H and I quads field. The oldest age category we will see today, but you wouldn't know it from the rowing out there on the water. Some classy looking crews on our screens. That is 237 from the Open Masters Novice quads category from Bidford Amateur Rowing Club. Very distinctive bright red kit in this crew and looking nice and tidy. Sitting tall, great posture in that boat as they come past us. This looks like City of Cambridge crew 236 in the Open Novice quads. So we are about 10 boats away from the last crew starting this race, possibly even closer than that. That is crew 242 from the Women's Masters A to C quads category. It's a crew from Eton Excelsior. They are looking very sharp, very tidy, making some progress through the boats in this Open Novice Masters category. That boat on your screen being from Chesterton Rowing Club. This looks like Oriel Kensington, distinctive pink and green colours. This is their Open Masters H and I quad. (238), the Open Novice quad from London Otters Rowing Club, based over on the docks in East London. Do give a shout out in the comments if you're supporting any crews or clubs racing today, and give them a cheer in the comments. If you're not here in person, give them a virtual cheer. Got Putney Town Rowing Club being overtaken, it looks like there, by London Rowing Club in this Women's Masters A to C quads category. Hear that wind picking up again. Wind and rain attacking these crews. First day of British summertime, and the British summer weather has arrived with it. Walton Rowing Club on your screen now, heading under Hammersmith. This is their Women's Masters D quad. Looks like an Open Novice Masters quad. 249 there, Mortlake Anglian Alpha, Women's Masters D. A lot of overtaking going on here. That's Furnival, Open Masters Novice quad. So these Women's Masters A, B, C and D quads really making some progress on some of the Open Novice quads. It looks like Quintin Blades, but you can see a few different kits there. It looks like Oriel Kensington and RC Tegel and Saphonia that just went past us. 247 on your screen now from Globe Rowing Club. Women's Masters A to C quad there. (251) from Avon County in the Women's Masters D. So of course some of the age categories are combined if the entry numbers are slightly smaller, and I think the crews are given handicaps as in time removed for higher age in the sort of combined categories. Got 255 there, overtaking 252. That's Oriel, Kensington, Tegel and Safonia overtaking Reading Rowing Club around the outside. And this Oriel Kensington crew looking very neat, very long, very tidy, blades in as one in that crew, and paying off for them with those overtakes. This crew from Marlow Rowing Club, from their sizable Masters squad. I think the last crew will just be starting now, so it's probably 12 to 15 minutes until they will be down here with us in Hammersmith. That is crew 256, Fulham Reach. Followed by, it looks like, an Eton Excelsior boat and Tideway Scullers. Women's Masters D category, quite a few entries in this one. And there is Bedford Rowing Club's Women's Masters D quad. And Wallingford Rowing Club, this is their Masters E women's quad. Again, very tidy rowing, nice tall posture. All four of the athletes in that boat. A little bit of a gap, so I'll just remind you to check out our race photos over at www.allmark.one. This is crew 261, which is from Henley Rowing Club in the Women's Masters E quads. So just up the River Thames, based on that famous stretch. Very tidy looking crew there. And that looks like Tyne United Rowing Club chasing them down. This Women's Masters E category. And that might be Greenbank Falmouth. Sorry, no, it's Falcon Boat Club, based up in Oxford. Fantastic community boat club, rowing on the River Isis in Oxford. Upper Thames Rowing Club 270. This is the first of the Women's Masters F2H quads, so minimum average age of either 65 or 70 in these crews, I believe. Sorry, 60, 65 or 70 minimum age for this category. And this is the Masters E quad from CC Torino ASD, Italy. Very tidy. Oriel Kensington kindly lending them some equipment there, I think. Hopefully enjoying their trip over from Italy and enjoying our wonderful British weather. Peterborough City Women's E quads here. And Maidenhead Rowing Club. And that looks like 267, which is from Ardingly. Perhaps rowing with different blades. And Tideway Scullers. And wow, it looks like we have 3 boats approaching side by side. You can see Tideway Scullers, Molesey and Weybridge Rowing Club here. I do apologise, that is Tyne, similar style to the kit, but that is Tyne's Women's Novice Masters quad. And we have the Tideway Scullers and entry there in the Women's Masters F2H quads. And the Weybridge Rowing Club Women's Masters F2H quad, so average age of either 60, 65 or 70 in this F2H category. But looking long, strong and tidy as they come past us. Tyne crew just powering through on the inside. Looks like another Tideway Scullers boat there. Another Masters F2H quad from Tideway Scullers. Side by side with Exeter Rowing Club. It looks like Exeter overtaking Tideway Scullers here. So Exeter, the last of the Women's Masters F2H quads. Really nice rowing in this Exeter crew. Just great posture, holding the bodies really well. 4.1k into this race, and they are sitting on the seats really well, holding the bodies really well, not collapsing either end, just really nice body positions there. Nice, tidy rowing. I'm sure very efficient. That's like the distinctive colours of Wallingford Rowing Club. That is their Women's Masters Novice quad. Heading down towards our position. That is 282 Furnival Sculling Club and Maidenhead Rowing Club 279 there. So both these boats in the Women's Masters Novice category. Looks like Furnival have made up a few places there and are overtaking Maidenhead on the inside under Hammersmith Bridge. Nice tidy racing lines there. Distinctive colours of Quintin Boat Club on your screen now. Again in this Women's Masters Novice category. So on to the last few categories now. We have these Women's Masters Novice quads, and then we have 2 categories in mixed Masters quads. We have the A to D and E/F category. Barn Elms is Women's Masters Novice quad here. I think the last entry to start in this category. Looks like we will have a short gap here, about 3 minutes, depending on how much they have closed it down, and then we will see the last bunch of crews come past our position here in Hammersmith. We have one final crew, I think in this women's... no, sorry, this is the Mixed Masters A to D quads, the first crew to come down from Weybridge Rowing Club. Looks like they've opened up a nice big gap through to the next crew, which is from Stratford-upon-Avon Boat Club, this boat perhaps having made a few overtakes, looking at the order in which they are coming past us. Looks like crew 290 from Northampton Rowing Club, a Mixed Masters A to D quad. I think that might be Dan Lee at 2. I believe he's been the captain of Northampton Rowing Club. Not sure if he is now, but doing great work at that club, organising things and rowing very tidily as he comes past us. That is 289 from Penguin Boat Club on the River Severn in Shrewsbury, closely followed by 288 from London Rowing Club. So Penguin perhaps having made an overtake here, but we can see the bows of boat 292 pulling into view. This is the first of the Mixed Masters E and F quads from Molesey Boat Club. So making very good progress along the river there. 293 from Buell Bridge, the next of the Masters E and F mixed quads. That looks like a Maidenhead crew. I think this is crew 295, their Mixed Masters E to F quad. And that is the crew from Fulham Reach Boat Club. It's a couple of minutes and they will be going past their home boathouse, getting the cheers from their clubmates on the bank. Water not looking too bad for these final few crews. Still rainy, of course, but nice tidy blade entry here. Interesting to see the different orders in the quads as well. The men making up the middle pair and the women sitting in the bow and stroke seat. That looks like a crew from Ardingly Rowing Club. Possibly some different blades, maybe from Mortlake Anglian and Alpha, but the distinctive Ardingly kit. I think we might have 3 ladies and 1 gentleman in this boat. Just looking at those hairstyles, which is what we have to go off. Bit of a gap now before the final few boats come past us here. So if you missed any crews coming past that you were looking to support, you can obviously scroll back on the YouTube feed to see those crews going past. And of course this will be on YouTube, well, forever, or for as long as Google last as a company, for you to watch back, and for the competitors to watch back as well after their race if they would like to do so. This is the Kingston Grammar School, I'm guessing veterans club, so perhaps it's coaches or parents or supporters of Kingston Grammar School in the Mixed Masters E and F quads. This was the last boat to start the race. We'll just see in a second whether they have made any overtakes and there are any more boats still to come down the course. Yes, there is another boat. That looks like 273 from Henley Rowing Club. Women's Masters F2H quad from Henley Rowing Club on your screen now. Is that it? I think we've now had the last crew go past, so we will bring you our final thoughts. Thank you ever so much for watching so far. Right. Your mic's there, I think. Yeah, do you want to... Well, I don't know. Let's wrap up. They're leaving? Yeah. Cool. Right. Hello. Just going to wrap up. Say thank you ever so much for watching today. I want to say a few thank yous to all the umpires, marshals, volunteers and organisers from Vesta Rowing Club for making this race happen today. So much work goes in behind the scenes to allow everyone to compete, and it wouldn't be able to happen without them. So thank you to those guys. Thank you to British Rowing for hosting us on their rooftop once again up here in Hammersmith. Thank you to the AllMarkOne team who have done great work this month. We've brought you live streams of all of the major heads of the river: Women's Head, School's Head, Junior Sculling Head, the Eights Head yesterday, and the Masters Head today. As
I want to say a big thank you to you, Wilf, for doing all the commentary. Thank you, Wilf. Wilf has done an excellent job. Wilf's been commentating on everything, and he's been wonderful. I want to say thank you to everyone that supported us, everyone that's bought photos, everyone that's tuned in, everyone that's left a comment supporting someone. I'm double checking. I think we are done. I'm just keeping an eye out just in case there were any more crews. All the umpires are now leaving, so I believe we're all wrapped up. So thank you for tuning in. I hope that you will tune in for other events. We generally live stream all of the larger heads.
We do.
Anything that we can, really.
all of the heads of the river from this month, all 5 of them that we have live streamed, will be available to rewatch on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and the photos from both bridge and bank and race videos from some of the races as well are all available to view and purchase over at www.allmark.one. So do check those out, get your mementos, check out our packages where you can get all of the photos for one fixed price. It's your support in buying those products that enables us to bring you this live coverage, and I hope we get some fantastic shots that will be mementos of your day's racing for years to come. We will be back next week, well, tomorrow even, with the start of Tideway week and the boat races next week, and then moving on into regatta season. You will see us on riverbanks all over the country, more events than ever before planned.
So keep an eye on the socials.
See you soon.
We will announce where we are. So good seeing you.
Follow us on Instagram, check out the website. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.